Hello and welcome to the Weekend Investing Daily Byte of 12th of July and a very strange kind of a day for most portfolios. IT stocks were zooming, the rest of the market was not. So if you had IT stocks in your portfolio, you would have seen some movement. Otherwise, it was a dull and drab day for most portfolios. But about the IT sector, we'll discuss whether this sector is rebounding hard. Is it a flash in the pan? What has been the long-term trends of this sector? We'll discuss all of this in the second half of the video. For now, do go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell notification. So where are the markets headed? On the Nifty, the gains were nice at 0.77%. In fact, it almost touched 24,600 on the highs, and just in a matter of less than a month, we've come a long way from 23,200 to 24,500. So without having any major moves, large moves in this last 1 month, we've traversed quite a distance from the election high top. Small moves, but consistently going up, 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 up. It doesn't seem like that we are going to let this go anytime before the elections. Sorry, before the budget at least. And post budget, there may be some sell on news that is possible in some sectors. Some of the sectors which are running very, very hard, like rail stocks, like public sector enterprise stocks. Some of these fertilizer stocks, some of these are probably going to get some sell on news kind of a thing on the budget, because I mean trees don't grow to the skies, and that's what is happening in some of the stocks. But we will follow the trends and stay invested, even if stocks are looking at kind of a ridiculous kind of valuations, as people say. Nifty Junior down 0.44%. So while Nifty was up 0.7%, the next 50 stocks down 0.44%. So you can see that, what is the kind of a lopsided uh, move Nifty made because of the reasons I will tell you. But Nifty Juniors, the large caps after Nifty also down 0.44%. You had mid caps down by 0.06%, so not going anywhere. You can see these last five sessions, in fact, the entire week now, because today is the end of the week, we haven't gone anywhere. It has been very, very flat. But for now, flat is not bad. One cannot complain about just being, hanging there at new highs. Every time we hang at new highs, there is a chance that we will get another leg up before any significant leg down. Small caps also down again, very, very flat, no movement last 1 week, but portfolios have moved. So if you had the right stock selection, portfolios have moved up in the last week, but the indices have not, and that is where the small caps are holding. Bank Nifty very volatile today, is just like it was yesterday. You can see a huge move up. It was sort of a breakout after this consolidation move, but it was smashed down. So I think the intraday traders have been a bit hurt in the last few sessions in the intraday volatility in the markets. But net no gains, 0.02% on that index also. Today's heat map, there's green only in one sector, which is IT stocks. So TCS up a fantastic 6.6%, and the rub-off effect, the TCS stock came out with the results and forecast for the future. Actually, there was no forecast, but despite that, maybe the market was expecting really bad news. TCS was up 6.63%. Infosys got a rub-off effect, 3.57. So did HCL Tech, Wipro, and Tech Mahindra. Reliance also made a 1% move. Axis Bank was up 1.5%, and you had uh, LTIM also move up 3%. These were some of the gainers, but other than that, most of the stocks were flat or slightly in the red. In the Nifty next 50, you'll see more red, in fact, only red. IRFC budget, uh, expecting a budget to, do some wonders for all rail stocks. So IRFC up 5%. Zomato has been doing very well. I must say the consistency in Zomato stock going up has been remarkable. Naukri also, the uh, following Zomato, I would believe, since Naukri holds significant stake in Zomato, up 3.74%. And you also had some big losers today in both in capital goods and in power finance, REC, PFC also going down. Real estate has been going down consistently for the last few sessions. Don't know whether this is only consolidation yet or we've hit some sort of a intraday, intra top that is significant. ABB and Siemens also have lost some ground today. IOC, which was running very hard, is down today 4%, but overall IOC chart is still looking very good. Again, in sectoral data, you can see there's only one big green bar, which is that of IT stocks. And IT stocks in the last 1 month itself have moved 13%, much higher than any other sector. So, almost highest gainer in the last week, definitely highest gainer in the last month, and redeeming, itself over 3 months, because just a month back we were in deep red on IT stocks. So this last 1 month has been phenomenal for IT. On a 12-month basis, also, it is now a respectable 34%. In fact, FMCG is now looking really poor in front of IT. We've done only 12% in the last 12 months on FMCG. And if you also see pharma is also done well at 48%. So all these are sort of defensive sectors. And whenever the risk on sectors get tired, money starts to flow into defensives, or whenever the market men feel that the valuation is too high, there is sector rotation into these sectors. So real estate, again, coming off 1.5% here in the last 1 month, you can see there is zero gains on real estate, minus 3% on PSU banks over the last month. Metals also minus 1.3%. Rest others are single digit, but IT has really been doing well. This is the Nifty IT index. You can see that it made a top in February of 2024, and it came off very sharply from there, from 39,000 odd till 31,000. So almost a 25% cut on this. And then the recovery has been very sharp, just in the mostly in the last 1 month, and now it has made a new high. So 4.5% for a single day. This is a very strong move. Most likely, this is pointing towards much higher um, space. Real estate, as I mentioned, has been in a downtrend for the last month or so, but still not yet broken. I think below this support now is this real test of real estate, whether we will break down below this election day high. And if we do that, then we may get some more weakness on this sector. Stock spotlight is on Sonata Software. The stock leapt. It was a huge gap down in month of May, and in just a couple of months, we've recovered all the lost ground from 470, 80 rupees to 710. This was flying high at 880 just not so far back, and the downfall when it happened was really sharp. This is a great comeback by the stock at 710 rupees. In the long term, also, this blip is actually hardly visible. We've had Sonata break out of this long period of uh, consolidation, and then gradual building, and then a new high in 2016. And from 2018 onwards, it has really not looked back, minus the COVID crash that it had. From 2018 levels of 43, 44 rupees, it is now at 710. Very impressive gains on this stock. So let's talk about IT sector now. Is it about to rebound? Will you consider buying IT if you already have? So the headline today is Nifty IT soars 5% on strong TCS Q1 earnings. Although in the after earning call, the CEO of TCS said that we really don't know if we are back on the growth path or not. So I'm not sure what the market is celebrating right now, but there seems to be a huge sign of relief. There was a lot of talk about IT losing its ground in terms of Indian IT services not being able to up value themselves, upgrade themselves to offer more value add services. And AI is kind of eating into a lot of the services that Indian IT was providing, but it doesn't seem that the situation is that bad as yet. And I think that is the kind of relief that the market is feeling, that maybe it was an overreaction on the downside, that IT is down and out for now, and there is a revival of hope that things are not so bad, even when the TCS outcome said that we don't know if we are back on the growth path. So Coforge, TCS, Emphasis, Wipro all leapt very hard today. It could be a case of a sort of a bear market, or I shouldn't say bear market, but a bounce on news. But the fact is that the IT index as a whole is breaking out to a new high. That gives me a lot of confidence that this is really something that is possibly building up. And if we see just the trends from beginning of June, you can see that CNX IT in June itself has done, from June till now, so about 6 weeks, we've done 21% on IT. And if you see all the other leading sectors that were performing so well earlier, PSU banks is at 2%, energy is at 10, FMCG is at 10, Nifty is at 11, pharma is at 11 and a half, public sector enterprise is at 13. IT has really beaten the rising, uh, the rising trendsetters of last many months. And maybe now this rotation is going to happen into IT. We will come to know in due course when our strategies also may start to include IT stocks in their own, whenever the automatic rotation happens. So breaking out of 2.5-year consolidation. So if we see the IT index, it hit a new high in 2022. And this was a very steep rise coming out of COVID for the IT index. I think it was like 3x or more, going from 2020 till 2022 January, in less than uh, maybe 7 quarters. And then there was this nice consolidation. It is almost like a cup and handle pattern. And now we are right at the breakout here. So there could be a very, very big sharp move in this. But what we can't say right now is that, is it only purely sector rotation that is happening, that the rest of the market has become extremely overbought, overvalued, and things that are not yet moving are now moving, because in every bull market this is also a trend that happens, that whatever is not moving moves at some point of time. Or is it a case of liquidity going into IT, assuming that IT performance is going to be very, very good. So let me give you some very big scale performance figures for IT index. So I'm here comparing. So a lot of folks don't realize the value, or the kind of market cap IT stocks have created in the last few decades. So this is one chart which is comparing CNX IT and Nifty. You can see Nifty has gone up 2,500% in this last 2.5 decades, and IT stocks led by maybe the biggies have gone to 46,000% since 1997, maybe the last 26, 27 years. So this is the kind of sectoral advantage IT has had to date. Even if I compare it to the if I compare it to the highest point that IT had reached, so maybe like this peak, if I say, then from this peak there was a huge drawdown, because this rally was so humongous, you can't imagine this rally. I mean, these rallies are nothing in comparison to what happened here. And from that peak of 2000, if I were to see, then CNX IT, did 330% in the last 25 years, and Nifty has done 1300%. So after every peak, for a significant period of time, when the consolidation comes in that sector, people leave that sector, that it is not performing as well as Nifty. But whenever it does perform, it really goes bonkers. So for instance, let's see, from 1996, if I see Nifty IT index, this was somewhere near 80, the index was at 80 in 1997 or late 96. And by January 2000, which is only 3 years from this bottom, we went from 80 to 8,500. Can you imagine that? It went up more than 100x within 3 years. Obviously, we would have to go through a very long consolidation whenever any segment will go through a 100x kind of move. And if index went 100x, you can imagine what stocks did. There were stocks which went up 300 times, 400 times, 500 times. So this move is phenomenal. What we have seen here post COVID is just going from 11,000 to 39,000, three and a half times. This was a 100x move. So you really can never predict what kind of move any one sector will go through, and hence, anytime a sector is moving and people say, very high valuations, this, that, don't get into it. You don't know how far this is going to go. At every point in this rally, it was said that no, this rally cannot sustain. Yes, it will correct at some point of time, but generational wealth was made in the stocks in this period, if somebody was in IT here. So even if one were to compare it to Nasdaq, now this is a very common myth again with IT stocks, that Indian IT is not doing so well, but Nasdaq is doing really well. So now here I've compared last almost 30 years of data of CNX IT in dollar terms, so that that argument that rupee is depreciating and hence we are going up. A lot of people just brush off Indian IT with that argument, but I've normalized it with the USD INR so that both you can compare like to like in dollar terms. This white line is what is CNX IT in dollar terms. Can you believe that? 18,000% of gains versus Nasdaq of just 3,300% of gains. This will be eye popping for a lot of folks, because the narrative is such that Amazon and Nvidia and all these guys are doing so well, but what about our companies? Our companies have done much better than that. So please don't fall into the narratives that are flowing around. So anyhow, coming back to the topic, be very careful in terms of selecting IT stocks. Now the IT stocks are definitely slightly, I would say, heated up because they've come up very fast in the last 1 month. But this is one sector that can potentially now lead the rally going forward. If this rally is going forward, IT may be one of the sectors that may continue to do well. So you must do your due diligence, find good positional setups, or if you are in momentum, then the strategies will automatically find the IT stocks on their own. You will not need to do anything. So this, let me know what are your thoughts about the IT sector and the data that you have seen. Thank you so much for watching, and please do share this video. Thanks. Bye.